All right, I think we're ready to start, David. So, David, if you want to turn on the recording, and we'll get rolling. All right, everybody, I want to welcome you to this general webinar, which is for the general population of YOBSN owners. I think it's one of the most important webinars that we will do. Certainly, it will be the most important webinar, I believe, in 2014. This is a webinar called This Changes Everything, and it indeed does change everything. Hi, I'm Ken Brough. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for Smartmedia Development, Inc., and I want to introduce my partner in crime, my cohort, my visionary, and my leader, David Martin. David.
Wow. Thank you for all that you've said so far, Ken. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be here with all of you. Now, Ken, at this time, would you like me to give a presentation that shows a number of exciting updates for people? And I know that you have the most important pieces of information to give, but I do have a few...
I want you to hold it for just a little bit, because I want it to be the impact of what you give just before the impact of what I give.
Perfect.
So let's just take care of a couple of housekeeping items that are corporate housekeeping items that are important to people, that they've been asking about, and that will be exciting to them, and people will be excited about it. So we'll go ahead with that. So let's just kind of move forward on this. I'll give them a picture now of take a look at the agenda. We're going to be looking at, we'll talk at some point in here. We're not going to talk about it immediately. David's going to spend just a couple of minutes talking about YOBSN Mobile. We will talk about the September promotion, which is, in my opinion, the largest promotion in the year of 2014. It is absolutely huge. Here's where I want David to really hit the product news, and then we're going to talk about the game changer. But let's just take care of a couple of housekeeping items first, if you will. First one I want to talk about for just a minute are the debit cards. This is not the game changer, of course, but it is a game changer in a sense that people have been waiting for this. They're very excited about it. David, could you update us on what the programming is and how that's coming along?
Absolutely. Well, I'm pleased to say that although the programmers are doing just the last few checks, we are finished with everything. We are finished with everything. From the programming standpoint, we are finished with, we have received the cards. We actually received the cards a number of months ago. And the first initial cards have been in some people's hands. But we are ready to go with everything from our side. And so essentially, these debit cards are a go. Very exciting news. Very, very exciting news. Now, there is a process as well. One of the key things that we've been working on is to make sure that there's a very safe and secure way for people to give the information that they need to give if they want a debit card, within their members' back office. And this is not information that we elected to collect. This is what we were very simply required to do with the terms of the debit card agreement. And so basically the information would be like a scan of someone's passport and a utility bill. They would be able to upload those things directly from the back office. If anyone doesn't want to get a debit card, obviously they don't need to. And what the other part of how this works is in negotiations with the debit card company, we went back and forth on how people would be receiving their debit cards. And one of the things that they said to us is, they said, look, we've been in business for about however long it's been. I think it's been over 10 years now with them. And they're one of the most reputable and highly sought after debit card companies in the world. We chose the best of the best. And we asked them, look, we really want you to handle the mailing and the postage for this. Not from a financial standpoint, of course, but just actually mailing these cards out. And after all these years of doing that, they absolutely have stopped doing it 100% for a very simple reason, that they're tired of postal systems in different parts of the world that are not particularly good. And so they were flat out refusing to do any of it. And what we convinced them as part of our negotiation is that they would actually send out batches of cards to a key leader source in that particular country. And so that's exactly how we're going to handle things. So there's going to be a key leader source that we've already done this, we've already set this up for a number of countries, and there are some countries that we are still going through the different leaders and talking about them. And what will happen is that they will receive a batch of these unactivated cards, and they will make certain that the right people are getting the cards, and that is how the debit card distribution is, that's how they're going to be distributed, which is actually going to be an incredibly reliable system compared to just sending them to people, and sometimes people say that they didn't get a card or whatever. We have offices in a number of countries around the world. In some countries we have 4 or 5 different offices, and so depending on what country it is, we'll actually have the debit cards distributed to the different offices in those particular countries, and people can literally go there and get their debit card, or it can be sent to them through the local post. So those are the logistics that we've had to get past, and we are very excited about this for the people who are interested in the debit card. Now, again, we have a system, I need to say this, we have a system that is working brilliantly right now with our wire transfers. There are very few companies in the world, I feel, that it's discounted as much as we have. And I know this because after many years of being in business and having and proving ourselves with banks and having a considerable amount of money stored in banks for a certain number of years, we have received special access with the banks that we use, and special discounted rates. We pass all those rates to our members with the wire transfer system as it is right now. So it's actually very inexpensive, it's very fast, although we say 3 to 5 business days. There's a lot of people around the world who receive their wires in exactly 1 business day, although that's not something that the company guarantees at all. We say 3 or 5 business days, but we have a track record since the beginning of our company in late 2009 of having that perfect payment record and being very fast and very prompt. And in the last year, in the last 12 months especially, we've really made things even faster than ever before. So we've already got an incredibly good payment system, but for the people who want a debit card, which, can I just say, and Ken, stop me on this, I'm forgetting, I should have one right in front of me, and there's some leaders that already have these cards, but is it a branded Visa card or a branded MasterCard? Please remind me.
I do not remember, frankly.
Okay.
I gave the ones that I had away to certain leaders. So
yes, there are leaders who are probably, we can't hear them, but I know they're probably raising their hands and shouting, I know, I have one of these cards, it's brilliant. But this is either a branded, it's either a Visa card or it's a MasterCard. Now, it's a debit card, obviously, it's not a credit card, but this can be used essentially anywhere in the world, anywhere that either Visa and MasterCard are accepted. It can be used online, it can be used for physical store purchases. We spent our time making sure that we had a high quality solution. We contracted with the best, and that's what we've got today. So, big announcement. Over to you, Ken.
great job. And what David said, just to reiterate real quickly, this is going to be the right thing in some parts of the world. For some people, this is going to be make their life easier. In other parts of the world, not so much. And for a lot of us, so it isn't necessarily the biggest thing for some of us, but in some parts of the world, they're just going to be happy campers. So it's a great item. All right, thanks for that explanation, David. I think that really helped. Let's talk about something that I know David and I are both very excited about, and that's giving away money. So here's our September promotion, which, like I said, is the biggest of the year. I want to tell you that July was great. July was a great month. We gave out over $16,000 in free products, and in cash. We gave out a lot of money. Now, August wasn't as good, so you know what in September we decided to do? We decided to go back, and we're going to do what we did in July, only more. So there's going to be the sell 3, get 1 free, and those of you who, you should have seen it in your announcement, your updates today, so you should already be excited about that. I mean, that certainly, people are certainly using those already. They're bringing in other members. It's very exciting to see what people are doing in terms of building their teams with this particular concept. On top of this, the best of the best. In other words, the best of the best in September. The top 3 winners are going to get $1,000 each, just like they did in July. It was a very exciting contest. Frankly, I think it was decided in the last week of the contest, the last 2 or 3 days, because people were just really working hard. And then the last area is we've taken the one area from August that we really want to recognize these folks. These are the top leaders that help you get those sales. So the top leaders who are helping you, remember that in your back office there's a button you can hit and you can go in, you can find a transaction where you sold a professional YOBSN product, and you can designate those people who helped you there. So this alone, I mean, we just really felt like that we needed this opportunity to and do it 2 months in a row where we're going to reward those people who really kind of sit behind the scenes but are so critical to what we do. I think this is, I know it's the best promotion of 2014. I think September is going to be a great month, and this is going to be a great reward for that. David, any comments on our September promotion?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Ken. First of all, a few things. The social points that people received in August, they're going to be very happy that they have those points for a lot of reasons. And I'm not even going to disclose all those reasons now. Obviously, we're coming out with the physical product store. That's going to be out here very shortly in the country that won that. We'll be revealing that shortly as well. And then, of course, that will be we'll be releasing it to other countries and to the rest of the world. But the other huge reasons that those social points that people got in August are going to be just so valuable. The thing I'd like to say also about the September promotion, how do I put this? We know that September is going to be a huge month for us. I would not at all be surprised if it was the biggest month that we have ever had in our entire more than 5-year company history. I would not be the slightest bit surprised.
I think you're right, David.
Especially with the things that we have released on social mobile and what Ken is going to be revealing and just all that we have. And here's the other thing. With this promotion, people got... They did so well with the July promotion. I won't guarantee things here in what I'm about to say, but don't expect the promotion that we did in July and that we're doing in September to ever come again. Don't expect it. We reserve the right to do it, or we might not. This is really special. This is unbelievably special. What we did in what we did in July 2014 was the first time we've ever done this. What we're doing in September 2014 may be the last. And we're being incredibly generous here. Incredibly generous.
Absolutely, and part of it is just to celebrate, this huge change that we're making. If you look at this, it's one heck of a generous promotion. Folks, you may not, we're looking at that, and I'm telling you that David and I are, should we do that again? I don't know, because, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money that we're talking about here. So, guys, this is a big deal. I wouldn't be surprised to see these numbers double. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And can I just say, do you realize that the only package where people can receive revenue from social mobile software, that means games, it means apps, it means any of it, is the Pro Plus package, which is the $600 package. And you know what? For everyone who came in with the $400 product package or is coming in before we release the $600 product package is automatically upgraded. And so, in fact, everyone who comes in at the $400 today or has the $400 product is instantly receiving the $600 Pro Plus package and Pro Plus package product today. They're receiving that higher level product today. The people who are making money and receiving in-game revenues with Bubble Champion today. There are people now who are doing it with Run Bunny Run today. It's working when? It's working now. It's working August. It's working July. People are already getting paid. They're seeing money in e-wallet. They're getting paid from when they received revenues on Bubble Champion. So this is huge. This is this larger package, and they're already receiving that. But for how much longer?
I got to tell you, David,
the answer
the
to that
$400 package is the biggest bargain in the world right now. I don't think people even understand what a huge bargain that is. When you see the rest of this and you get the rest of this, you will understand that is, I mean, everybody should be jumping on that. That just, you know, you got to do it for $400. You've got to do it. Okay, thanks so much, and let's keep moving along. Something I want to remind people of is we have a promotion that's called Dinner with David, and this really is a pretty neat promotion. We haven't talked about it, you know, in a bit. I want to remind you, though, it's a paid trip to Las Vegas to have dinner with David Martin, and actually I'm certainly planning on having maybe another meeting as well. It's the actual dinner will be on December 12th. It's 3 days and 2 nights, and it'll be in a beautiful hotel, and food will be covered and everything like that. So this is a great item. The one thing to think about, what we were talking about, was that, you know, it was really designed to reward the top leaders, the top coaches, and the top performers this year. So, you know, David and I have had the opportunity already to identify some of the top leaders and top coaches. And certainly it's the same names that come up again and again. And we haven't settled on who the top performers is. As we said, everybody who has come and who has been chosen to attend our monthly roundtable webinars are qualified for that and are essentially in that drawing. But you know what? I think at this time what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and announce a few of the winners already. So they can be excited, you can be excited to hear out of Malaysia, obviously a winner. Andrew out of South Africa, 2 of the hardest working people in the world. Well, and there's the third one, Logan out of Malaysia. Stephen out of Australia. If you haven't heard his voice again and again, it's only because he's been sick for a bit. But I'll tell you what, his contributions are always and have always been greatly appreciated. Lothar out of Germany, who is the most globe-trotting ambassador for YOBSN that can be imagined. There is only one Lothar, and we want to make sure that as our ambassador that we have him there. And Carol out of Australia, incredibly hardworking, makes sure that these webinars are in place, calls people, makes so many different things happen at that. And then one more of that triumvirate from Malaysia, Lachumi. Her name is actually, if I put the whole thing there, would go clear across the screen and drip off the edge of the slide. But I was told that I could call her Lachumi. Absolutely beautiful woman from Malaysia. To hear Logan and Lachumi form this kind of triumvirate in Malaysia, and they're kind of the key players. So what that leaves us with right now is we've got 5 spots left, and those are going to be decided very soon. And I'm telling you what, it's like anything else. You know what? It's the last performance that's right in your face that's going to get it. So if it was me, I would make sure I was highly visible in September. I'd make sure that my performances were knockouts month after month, because this is going to be a great trip to Las Vegas. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime for most people. This isn't for, especially you people who are in far countries. I tell you, if you haven't been to Las Vegas, it's an amazing experience. And this will be an amazing experience, and you'll have an opportunity to sit down, almost part of just like the YOBSN family, and have that incredible dinner with David. David, any comments on the dinner with David?
I think you've covered everything, and just to say my great congratulations from my heart to the winners so far.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's keep moving along. I'm excited. We've got great things to cover. Wanted to just reaffirm that the YOBSN Direct Bonus, for those who hadn't paid attention to that, the Direct Bonus now is the same regardless of what package or what product, YOBSN product that you own, whether it's the 125 product, the 200 product, or the $400 product. If you sell a YOBSN Basic product, you will get $25 in direct bonus. If you sell the Basic Plus product, you'll get $50 in direct bonus, and the YOBSN Professional product, you will get $150. This means that someone who currently owns a YOBSN Basic product and sells a YOBSN Professional product will get $150. And the point behind this is that in some places where there's runaway inflation, whatever, there's struggles, people who literally do not have the cash flow, do not have the opportunity in that part of the world, will now be able to get in at what they can get in and what they can cash flow, and then be able to quickly try to build up to the professional product on this. Now, having said that, I want to take just a second. I want to put a little bit of thought in this. Remember, my first premise was it's easier for someone to enter at the basic product level now and work their way to the professional level. But you know, there's a side. One of the things I learned when, and I've been a sales manager a couple of times, was often salespeople, when you have multiple price products like this and it has the same commission, they just say, I'll just go easy and sell the $125 product. It'll be easy that way. I'm telling you right now, if you do that, there's two people you're going to rob. You're going to rob yourself, and you're going to steal the future from the prospect. If they do not have that social mobile capability and the access to the social mobile revenue stream, you have robbed them. Now, if they can't do it, and they're building to it, that's a different story. But if they can, and you've somehow just taken the easy way out, you have not done them a favor. David, do you have any thoughts on this? I know you have some pretty strong opinions along this line.
I think you've already said it, Ken. I could say that if someone has the premise that they're coming in and making a purchase of the 125 product, and then they're going to tell other people about the product and have them purchase the $400 product, those people might ask them, well, what product did you purchase? Oh, I purchased the 125. Oh, well, I'll do that as well. And then there's all this, you know.
That's the danger, and that's what you got to overcome. You're exactly right, David.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say that our plan has always been compliant around the world, and we've been incredibly careful with that. But we've heard that this last update was what we needed to do to make the plan 100% Islamic law compliant, which is important for us because we're the whole point of what we have here is that it's truly international, it's truly for all good people around the world, and we certainly don't want to leave out anyone. So that was a key reason for the decision. The other reason is that there are some people that no matter what, they in very poor countries, they just can't afford to make a $400 product purchase, and so we just wanted to make things. This is part of our mission, making the world a better place. It was really in compliance with that vision that we can do, we will do, we are doing now, and we have been doing successfully and more successfully every single month. Please go ahead, Ken.
Well said, David. Okay. David's got lots of great product news. He'll probably take over the screen for a little bit here. And it is really important that as he talks about some of these products, I want you to focus on it, because I'm telling you, you will come to appreciate why it's so important. So give it 100% of your attention. All right, David, take us away.
All right, excellent, Ken. It's going to take me just a few seconds to show some exciting things on the screen here. But first of all, can I just say, release of Run Bunny Run now on the App Store for all Apple-based smartphones and, of course, the iPod Touch 5th generation. And in addition to that, tablets. It's out there. It's out in every country in the world. We are very proud of this. People are loving this game. And we're very, very proud to have it released on an international basis. This is huge. It's our second revenue-generating social mobile game. And if you have someone that is playing the game, puts in your friendship code, makes a purchase, then you are receiving revenue from that purchase today. I can't say it any more than that. Today, it's there. How soon is now? It's already happened. The starting gun fired long ago. Now we have two fantastic games out there. Talking about which, Bubble Champion. Everyone knows that Bubble Champion is great. It's been getting all sorts of good reviews and so on and so forth. In the next 48 hours, and for some people already right now, the new version 1.1 has been released. Now, this is special. This is, regardless of how great Bubble Champion is, it is actually a major upgrade. And let me see if I can display something on my screen here. There are a number of updates to this new version of Bubble Champion, but I'm just going to mention two. And by the way, I'm going to have to be shorter with this fantastic presentation that I'm about to do on a number of exciting updates, because no matter how exciting what show you is today, please understand that what Ken is about to say is even more important than anything I'm going to say or show you here. And that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. Okay, so let me see if I do this, what happens? Can you see my screen right now?
We can see your screen, and we're getting reflection. Well done.
Okay, reflector, absolutely.
A reflector, yeah.
And I'm just going to see if I can do this. Okay, so what Reflector does, it's a software that allows anything that is on like an Apple smartphone or a tablet to be displayed on the screen. And right now, you are seeing a display of Bubble Champion. So as I as I tap on Mount Aron, you see that there are, this is the polar bear that we're playing with here. There are all these different, you're seeing this beautiful map, and then you see that there are actually 5 sections to Mount Aron, and each section has 8 levels for a total of 40 different levels. And instead of it having one beautiful background like it had before, now it has 5 very exciting. There are also some very exciting things that happen as you go through some of these levels. They're special things that we've put there. I'd say the new backgrounds are our best yet, and the other thing is that each one of these is called a scene. It's a scene in a particular island. So each one of these are islands. Mount Aron is an island. Each of the islands will have 5 scenes. Right now, Mount Aron certainly does, and the rest of the game with the rest of the islands are absolutely brilliant now already. And people are loving it, and people are making in-game purchases, and we're revenue sharing and have been revenue sharing just as we said we would, and we've got the new back office that's tracking and showing all of that. Just brilliant things on top of brilliant things. But we're also continuing to massively expand the Bubble Champion world, and we've certainly done that here. The other thing I'll mention, I'm just going to the different parts of it here. I'll spend a few seconds playing one of the levels. But I'd also like to say that every scene that is completed, when you complete the 8 levels that are part of that scene, you've got matching social point prizes. Matching prizes today. When is it coming? Already there. Okay? There are 10 social points that are given to the player, to the YOBSN member, and 10, let me be very clear, to the free YOBSN member. 10 social points are given, and to the person who referred them, whether that person is a free YOBSN member or a YOBSN owner, they are also given 10 social points.
David?
Yes.
Before you go any further, I want everybody to really register what he just said, because it's not the prize as much as they have the technology in place.
Yes.
And once that technology is in place, we can do anything with it.
Right.
And you know what that sound is. You guys have got to start making this sound. That's ka-ching. That's the sound of the cash register. And you'll understand more when I get into my section. And when you look at the quality of this, ka-ching, and you'll understand what he's saying. These are critical items. I can't overemphasize how important it is. And you're saying, what? It is. Trust me.
Absolutely, Ken. Absolutely. And the 10 social points matching is not designed for YOBSN owners. That's not the point. The point is that YOBSN members, someone can become a YOBSN member with this software simply by entering their name, email, and choosing a password. And of course, by that time, they've already put in their friendship referral email before that option is available. So they're becoming a YOBSN member, one of your free YOBSN members, if you referred them, or if another free member referred them. They're becoming one of your free YOBSN members. They've signed up for your branded and personalized social network and all the benefits of that without even going there. They never went to a website, they never went anywhere else. They just were able to do it directly within the game. And they're able to receive the social points, and they're able to spend the social points in the game, and they're able to do whatever. So they're able to spend it in another game. For example, Run Buddy Run. And so much more. And of course they can go to the web version, they can spend it on avatar clothing, all these different kinds of things. Very, very powerful. I could spend more time going over certain things here, but I'm simply going to tap on one of these. and there is something I want to, here's one of the beautiful new backgrounds, and you can check to see if version 1.1, it's not version 1.01, it's version 1.1, is available on the App Store right now. If it's not, then it should be there in the next 24 to 48 hours. Let me also do one other thing here. I'm going to go to, I have just turned off my screen because I'm switching to something that is also incredibly exciting. And I'm going to show this next. Ken, are there any other comments that you want to make?
You're giving exactly the right things. I just want to make sure that people understand when we're all excited here, and I'm all excited, this isn't about games. This is about business. Okay? It's about business. And I'll be very emphatic about that in just a little bit. This is business we're talking about.
So I'm showing a few things with YOBSN Mobile, and I'm going to talk about this in just a moment. I'm also going to show two sections here very quickly, which is the avatar creator. Really don't have much time to spend on this. But first of all, let me just mention, why is YOBSN Mobile not on the Apple Store yet? Well, because it's the process that things go through. It's the same process with Bubble Champion and Run Bunny Run that we've been through, and that we have been going through with YOBSN Mobile. And what happens is that Apple is understandably likes to make sure that everything is absolutely in compliance with all of their wishes. And they have a whole number of terms and conditions that we as a company viewed and made certain that we were in compliance with before we ever submitted any mobile software. I say software because it includes an app like YOBSN Mobile, and it includes Bubble Champion and all of that. And what happens in the process then is that they review something, and if they have a question about something or a comment, or they want us to change something, then they come back and they tell us what they want us to do. You've got to understand that we as a company are continuously breaking new ground. Okay, you don't have other mobile applications that normally giving away prizes, including physical prizes, like, for example, an iPad or an Acer netbook or any of these things. And so there's a lot that that they like to make sure of from a compliance standpoint, which we've been answering them on, and they're happy with our answers. And so the way it works is that we answer them, they're happy with the answers, but it takes usually about a week or 2 weeks each time for them to review what we've sent them. And I know that that can seem like it's a little bit slow, but that's on their side. We respect them, and then they come back and they say, okay, so what you've given us is fine, you're all in compliance there, now we've got this other question here. And they did that with Bubble Champion, and people were wondering, when would Bubble Champion be on the store? And then it was there. And then we did it with Run Bunny Run, and it's there. Understand that the first time that an application is, the approval process is longer for two reasons. Number one, because it's the first time that the app is ever there. And secondly, because we are being innovative and there are things that they might not have seen before, because we're the only company in the world, revenue sharing or not, that has some or a number of these incredible, awesome, exclusive features. Okay? Now, I'm just going to go through the avatar system here quickly, but I will say again that once YOBSN Mobile is released to the App Store, then updates are going to be a lot faster. And we already know this with Bubble Champion. And by the way, I'm going to say something right now, and Ken, you can, if you want to make a comment on this or not, either way is fine, but I'm much more excited about the release. This is just me personally. I'm much more excited about the release of the two revenue-sharing social mobile games that we have, the awesome games that we have in the App Store today, than I am about the release of YOBSN Mobile. Now, we know it's coming soon as they approve it and all that, and that's great, and we reply to them very quickly, and we do our due diligence, and we do everything that we're supposed to be doing on their side to be perfectly in compliance. Oops, I do that. And all of that. But the games are revenue-sharing games today. To me, that's more exciting than even YOBSN Mobile. No matter how awesome YOBSN Mobile is, no matter all the things that I'm about to show you, which are very exciting, and what I'm showing you here with the avatar system, when you saw the demonstration of YOBSN Mobile before, it didn't have all these avatars. What does that mean? That means that even though it hasn't gone into the App Store yet, we keep improving it. Every day, every hour, we keep working on it, and it just keeps getting better. So there is no lost time. That is absolutely for certain. I'll just go through this really quickly.
By the way, these are the highest quality avatars on any mobile device.
Yes.
Now, everybody out there, are you making that sound when you hear me say that? The highest quality equals ka-ching. I just want you to know that. Oh, avatars, ka-ching. Well, you already know you can make in-game purchases right now. Without it, I mean, and that we haven't even built the avatar game. This is just the avatar creator. You can do in-game purchases or in-app purchases. Did I mention, now for most of you already know this, but the Kim Kardashian, which those avatars are I guess they would have been good 10 years ago or 5 years ago or something if they could have done them, but they certainly aren't the same quality as this.
No, that's
$700,000 a day she is making on that,
yes.
And $80 million expected in 6 months. Do you think avatars are business? You better believe they're business. And you're asking yourself, well, let's see, we're not Kim Kardashian. How can we do that? I'm going to tell you how we can do that. How we can exceed her numbers. I'm going to tell you how that when we get to it.
Absolutely. And so there's more avatars, more items, more gorgeous dresses and accessories, and of course lots of great things for the male avatars as well, and so many different styles, and just so much. It's absolutely awesome. And of course, yes, it's prompting me to buy. I'm going to do that, so I just spent some social points, and there that is. There is so much that we are doing. This is unquestionably the best avatar system, hand on heart, the best avatar system in the world. I can say that because I have done, with other key people as well, 3 years of research on all the avatar systems that are out there, and none of them are as beautiful and gorgeous as this. Just the absolute quality of this product is just unbelievable. Yes, absolutely. In a very big way. I have to say, I love the saris for the East Indian avatars that we have. and so much. And anyway, there's so much more I could show, and there's so much more I could say, but yes, I do want to buy that for 380 social points. Done, and there's the avatar. Absolutely stunning. There's so much more I have to show, and I need to start going really quickly. One thing I want to show very quickly is the... I'll show the prizes, by the way, very quickly there, and I won't even go into that because I'm so short on time. But I will say the digital social points shop is fully integrated today in the in YOBSN Mobile, and it looks awesome. As I've told you, we have not been standing still. We have been moving forward ever so quickly. No one else has
about these products that are in the store. I have, because most of these are going to be digital books and guidance and that kind of thing, I have read every one of them, just so you know. I read them, I evaluate them, I decide, and a lot more products do not make it to the store than do. I will tell you that in every one of these products, it didn't make it to the store unless I found that there would be, or believed that there would be value. And a lot of it, and you'll see my influence, a lot of it is business value. But there's a lot of things that are, you might say, well, that's really basic. Well, you know what? A lot of people, it's the basics they need to stick to. Frankly, most consultants in the world make their money because people don't know the basics, or they don't follow the basics. So I'm trying, in fact, I have three new products to review today. And I just put 3 new ones in, I think it was last week. So we're continuing. We will always put products in here. These are a very inexpensive way when you consider how few social points each one takes. Very inexpensive way to get some great information and some great content.
What I was just showing there, I walked us through, by the way, Ken, thank you for those valuable comments. I walked us through the process of purchasing one of the books for social points, which I did. That took, about a quarter of a second, maybe, and then I opened it, and I was reading it directly on this device. Okay, directly on the device. It's all working right on mobile. It's working on mobile right now. There's more that I could show. I won't, because I have so much more to show in other ways. So I'm going to actually quit this right here and turn this off. But I'm pleased I've been able to give that demonstration. I want to go back to Bubble Champion for a moment and to show people just a few of the ways. Now I've got an ultra high resolution monitor here, so you're probably not going to see this as well or as clearly as you could. It's big on.
It does look really good, David. It looks excellent.
What I'm showing you is, and what I'm showing you, we've got something more advanced in a demo version of the game. But in the same way that you saw Mount Aron, let's take a look at some of the other gorgeous parts to the island, sections to the island that we're adding. And this is the amazing Pirates Cove. I'm just going to go through these very quickly. And this is actually the new space zone, which is, again, just astonishing. We've spared no expense. We have the best artists, the best game designers, the best teams of programmers. We've got the best of everything, and it's really showing. This is the Arctic level. I love those. Those things just look so yummy. And this looks a little bit scary in a fun way, and you just can't wait to reach that zone. And of course we're talking about each one of these has its own special background. This is all of the different islands like this have all been completed in the sense of the design, most of the implementation, and we're just our level designers, which is another part. We need to have level designers. They're doing a brilliant job, and they're creating the levels, the numerous levels for the expansion of the Bubble Champion game. So,
by the way, everybody,
very exciting.
Are you telling your folks about these updates? Are you telling the people who are playing the game, who are out there, about these updates? Because I'm going to tell you that if you aren't, you're throwing money away. So I'll be talking about that in a bit, that it isn't up to the company to be telling these folks. You've got to tell them.
That's a very important comment, Ken, because the company is giving away so much revenue. The company actually it's giving out much more than it keeps for itself.
For sure.
That is unquestionably true. It gives out more than it keeps for itself. And why? Why should we do that, actually? Point number one, to make the world a better place and to help save the middle class around the world. And this is very serious. Number two, because you, as the YOBSN owners, you are the ones who are promoting this for your own benefit, like it's your own game, essentially. Oh, these are so beautiful. And hopefully you can see me sort of scrolling up and down these gorgeous, gorgeous graphics. And so all that promotion is your job, not ours. This is one of the new backgrounds that we have. Do you realize that we're talking about, oh my gosh, we're talking about so many dozens and dozens and dozens of gorgeous new backgrounds that we've added to this game. I'm going to go over to something else now. I'm going to talk about the fact that we've got the best avatar system in the world, but we're still upgrading it. And we're coming out with major upgrades. And those avatars are vastly more important than people realize. And there are people who are just loving the avatar system so much. And there are people who, a few people who might think, well, avatars and games and this and I'm not sure how many I play and this. No. Ken, what is it about?
It's about the business.
Yes. It's about $700,000 per day on the Kim Kardashian avatar game, and we've got a more gorgeous system today. These
You think people don't notice that difference? They notice that difference. It is one of the key components. They may not, well, in the avatar, they really notice it. In other games, it may be background, but it reinforces the idea of quality, of being a premier AAA game.
Yes.
And that is ka-ching.
Yes.
That's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely, so right. I'm going to go to something else again now. You can see I'm really going quickly. There's some exciting things that we're adding to YOBSN as well. In this example, I'm actually getting ahead of myself slightly. In this example, since we've got these gorgeous avatars, we're making it so that when you put your mouse over the avatar, you're going to be able to do various things: view profile, send a hug, smart mail to see friends, and so on and so forth. One of the other things we're also going to allow people to do is upload either a photo of their face or full body photo. They get to choose which one it is, and this is important because we'll be using that in each one of those, or both of those, in some beautiful ways. And so people can choose to have their photos in there, or they can use their avatars, or they can use both. we're giving people the choice. It's all up to them, and we're even making it easy for people to upload a photo, and then right inside YOBSN, they go ahead and select the part of their picture that they want. Yeah, if there's anything that you'd like to say about any part of this, Ken, then...
The only thing I know is I know what the next step is. I know that we are planning to integrate our avatars. I know a lot of people have been waiting for the photograph. Here's the real key, is integrating these avatars with other social networks, social integration with Facebook and with Google Plus, with things like that.
Yeah.
That will push the in-app sales right through the roof.
Yeah.
So we're one step away from that. And I'm telling you, David is running as fast as he can in his little hamster wheel, working all of these folks as fast as they can. So there isn't anybody who could make them move any faster than that.
Over 50 amazing people. Over 50, certainly not 15. We started out years ago with over 21 programmers and designers. Now we have over 50 it's an astonishing team of some of the most amazing programmers, designers, game concept designers, level designers, artists, illustrators, even a musician or two, everyone.
And David herds this group every day.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a small thing. He's on webinars. I don't know that I've ever seen you on a webinar with them for less than 2 hours. I think that would be the shortest possible time.
So the multiple webinars
guys
a day
are being supervised and driven. They're getting the work done. That's the reason that we have this opportunity that we have that it just blows everything else away. And frankly, I've got to admit that 4 weeks ago, I didn't see this opportunity for what it was. David and I had a conversation, and it was like, oh my gosh. And it was right in front of me. And I went,
there's a whole
this
new
is
part of
it. It changes everything.
I'm going to say, I'm showing something else that's very special here before I talk about it, but think about this seriously. Revenue sharing social mobile games and revenue sharing social mobile software. I mean, revenue sharing social mobile games is the most exciting trend that is essentially in the world right now. And no one else has it. Why is that? Because if you want to know the real reason, it's because it's so hard to turn that dream into reality. Okay? We spent millions of dollars before we opened so many years ago on back office and all sorts of things like that. We weren't even beginning to be ready to do, we were laying the foundation in those days. We weren't even beginning to have all that we have today. That we weren't even ready to start that at that time. And people would not believe the amount of money and time and care and passion and dedication that it takes. And care and passion and dedication alone, without all the other elements, is not enough. I'm going to show a part of something right now, and I'm not going to say what it's for or what it is, and I'm just going to show the tiniest preview, and then I'm going to stop. And
by the way, as he's doing this, folks, the code name of this is Killer App, just so you know.
Yeah.
Code name. Yeah. You know, because all great projects have code names.
And are you seeing me scroll up here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is.
And right there, I could go so much more. I could
so
go more.
gorgeous.
I'm going to stop right there. That's it. What I'd like to emphasize. Okay, I'll quickly show just this part. What I'd like to emphasize is that these are not just gorgeous graphics. What we are doing here has never been announced in any company update. Hand on heart, I can say this is going to cause a social point buying frenzy. We're certainly going to have it so that people are going to be having major revenue sharing on the social points, and in addition to that, and so that means cha-ching as well in a huge way. And the other part is there are going to be a lot of prizes given away with this, but this is something so special, I won't even talk more about it. Actually, can I just say that this also integrates the avatar system on an intrinsic level, and what's most important about the entire social network, about everything that we've created, is not the social network itself. It's the modules. It's all the different parts that can now be strategically integrated into these revenue sharing social mobile games and applications. Avatars, Smart Chirp. This is going to have a special version of Smart Chirp in it that is just for players of the game. And of course, Smart Chirp has avatars, and then avatars are specifically designed to be in key parts of the game and do key things beyond what anyone has seen before on any of these. But the key is we're going to be releasing something that no other company, revenue sharing or not, has ever done, released upon the world or not. Hand on heart, this is going to be our biggest thing yet. It's going to be bigger than anything that we've ever announced. And hand on heart, I truly believe that this is going to create a social point buying frenzy like no other. And but the people who are going to be, and we're going to be giving away a lot of prizes in this, but the people that we are releasing this to first, and the people who are going to be able, even once we've released it to everyone, the people who will be able to take their lifestyle to a whole new level are the people who really have powerful teams in place, powerful, incredibly active. These are the people who are going, everyone, I believe, everyone will be able to benefit from this in key ways. That's a strong personal belief of mine. But the people, I also know that the people who benefit the most are the people who are doing the most now and are building this incredible team. I've shown a lot in a small amount of time. I could show so much more of all the awesome things that our team has been doing, all the unbelievable things that have never even been announced, and yet, and we know which games are coming out next as well, and we've got a huge smile on our face on this, and they're better than people have ever seen before as well. But what Ken is about to say is more important than any of this. So out of respect for that and out of respect for him, I'm going directly to back to Ken here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David. I think that was fantastic, and it's a great setup for where we're going. So start getting excited, guys, because literally, this changes everything. So the first thing we're going to ask is, well, what needs to be changed and why? And this is one of the things, because I need you to understand that what we have today, what we've had before, is great. And it got me very excited, and as it's evolved, I've gotten more excited and things like that, and talk to people, and I think it's great, and it definitely meets our mission. But you know what? We can get there faster and easier, and it's a mind blower. Here's one of the problems we have. We have a great little social network. We have some revenue sharing, some aspects to it. Some people still don't even know what the word means. It's like, social network, let's see, I don't do that. I don't know what that means. And here's the thing. This is a diagram of the current YOBSN strategic business model. Now, I didn't draw this to be complex. I drew it because I wanted to look at all the parts. Now, I want you to, and I don't even have all the dollar signs on there, but there are just a lot of revenue sharing aspects, a lot of ways for a YOBSN owner to make money. And you know what our problem is we have a tendency to just tell them all of those ways, to just spit all of that out to them and try to tell them about everything at once. And it might seem basic to us, and it might seem average, but to them, it can be very overwhelming. They've never been involved with this before. So, as much as I love it, I want you to understand what I'm about to show you will remove nothing from that model. Meaning, I'm not talking about taking away any revenue streams. I'm not talking about changing any compensation models. None of that. All we're going to do is I'm going to show you something that is going to take away the confusion, and it changes everything, and it gives us a laser-like focus. And it's going to make your life easy, and it's going to make anybody who wants to sell our products, it's going to make their life easy. So let's take a look at what we want to replace complexity with. Well, obviously, number one, when we're talking about what it is, it needs to be simple. Okay? They need to be able to understand it in one sentence. And I mean understand the whole concept. That we hadn't achieved before. Now also, it needs to be credible. A lot of struggle, especially in some countries, has been establishing credibility. How do they know that this works? How do they know that it's going to be there? How do they know this makes sense and is going to make them money? You know, how do they know? It needs to be understandable. They need to understand how it all fits together and would work. That needs to be understandable to them. And it needs to be easy. They need to believe they can do it. A lot of times they go, gosh, that's really great for Bob, but I couldn't do that. We need to make sure that they all understand they can do this. All right. So this kind of started from the idea that, and frankly, I've had to deal with this. The question, I call it. I'm at some kind of a social gathering, might be at somebody's house, that kind of thing, and there are a lot of people there, and I see someone, and let's say his name is Joe, and Joe says, Joe hasn't seen me in quite a while, and he says, so Ken, what are you doing today? There's the question. What do you do? Here's a perfect opportunity for me to say something. And so do I start talking about, oh yeah, I'm into social networks, I do this, I do that. You know, a lot of times right away they go, uh-huh, and sometimes they get it, other times their eyes roll back in their head, and they start looking for somebody else to talk to. So I've got an alternative for you. Hey Ken, what are you doing these days? Well, I make it simple, by the way. I have mobile games on smartphones and tablets that make me money when people play the games and make in-game purchases. Notice how I've done this. I have mobile games. I'm the CEO of my own organization. Just like everyone on this call is the CEO of their own organization. So you tell them, I have mobile games on smartphones and tablets that make me money when people play the games and make in-game purchases. Do you know 9 out of 10, and I've tried this, 9 out of 10 responses from this have been, cool, wow. I mean, this is a very cool statement. So then, it's kind of followed up with the credibility. So Ken, can you make money at that? I mean, how does that work? Well, my games are similar to the Candy Crush Saga game, and it makes over $1 million a day from its in-game purchases. Now, obviously, I could also mention Clash of the Clans makes over $2.5 million. And I can talk about our back office tracking system that tracks every transaction. In fact, it's tracking transactions now while I'm here at this party. In other words, people are making money right now while I'm here. You know what? For my credibility, I just give them these simple statements. My games are similar to the Candy Crush Saga game. Makes over $1 million a day from its in-game purchase. In fact, I have 2 games right now, Joe, that are in the Apple Store. And they're going to be in the Android store pretty quickly as well. And I have several other games in the production pipeline as well. Really? Wow. You really are moving along in that. You know, it's really pretty simple. All people do is send their friends and acquaintances to play free games. How much easier can that get? I mean, it's like this. They have fun. They bring their friends. I make money. Well, Ken, gosh, and that makes, and I make money whether I'm awake or asleep or at this party. Well, Ken, aren't you still working for ABC Company any longer? You know, when I first started this, I was just doing it part-time, but now YOBSN games are full-time for me. Wow, that's really cool. That would be pretty neat to do. Well, you know, I do still have a few spots open in my organization. Well, you know, Ken, I don't play games. In fact, sorry, I don't even like games. How can I do something like this? You know, Joe, I don't really play games either. But I do know a good business deal when I see one. This isn't about games. This is about a business based on the biggest trend on the internet and on mobile devices. Well, do you really think I could do this? Absolutely. Well, what do I have to do? Well, first you become a YOBSN product owner, then just invite the world to play your game. Wow. I think I can do this. I can do it. This all makes sense to me. Do you see how simple it is? You see, people at the most, what they'll say when they're doing presentations or anything else, that people can only understand or remember 3 things. So let's give them 3 things to remember. Part 1, I have games that have free gamers, or in our case, free members, but they come to play the games. They make in-game purchases. YOBSN owners make money. That's 3 items. Free games, make in-game purchases, YOBSN owners make money. That's all you got to remember. That's the whole concept. Can you see people ready to purchase their own game business? It's very simple. They make in-game purchases, YOBSN owners make money. It's as simple as that. Here's the deal. It's happening right now today. People are making money today. The back office that David talked about is registering every transaction. So this is reality today. When he talks about adding more prizes, more things like that, in fact, I'm going to address that right now. Here's a question I got, because I've been trying this. I've been testing this. Well, so Why would they pick, and notice the temper changed from your games to our games, by the way. All of a sudden, they were in. Mentally, they were in. Why would they pick our games? So, there are 3 reasons they pick our games. First place, we really are offering a world-class quality. And here, I can show you this right on my smartphone. I can show you the world-class quality. These are AAA games. These are the best games. They're in the premier spot, competing with that. Well, yeah, but why would they pick your game versus, say, a game from the King Company or Kim Kardashian's game or something like that? Well, the other thing we have that they don't have is we have real-world prizes. In other words, there's a real-world reason for being involved with these games. This doesn't exist in other games. And guess what? We're the only games in the world that have matching prizes. So if you referred someone and they win a prize, you can win a prize too. I mean, these are, and frankly, for the audience that we've got here, these pieces are still just being tweaked as terms of the programming and stuff like that. But the bottom line is nobody else has got it. Okay, here's the deal though. We have an advantage that nobody else has. And when I laid this out, everybody just rolled over. They said, this is great, wow, this is good stuff. Now, these 3 things I just gave you, this is what the company is bringing to the party. World-class quality, real-world prizes, matching prizes, oh my gosh, social integration, all the things we've been talking about for weeks and weeks. This is it, guys. Why is this our door to get into our people? Because they all understand this. They get it, even if they don't play games, they get it. They will understand this. This opens the door easily. Notice I didn't talk about social networks. I didn't talk about anything else. Not that those things aren't still there, but I've done a 180 degrees. This is something that they can understand how the revenue works, and they can understand how to get it. Now, why is it going to be different, though? What's the thing? The company brought world-class quality. We're bringing prizes. We're bringing all the other things I talked about. What is it, though, that sets us 100% apart? Something we can do that no company, King, I don't care who they are, what can we do that none of the rest of them do? We can, and here's the goal for you right now, we can ensure that there are 25,000 downloads of Double Champion, of Run Bunny Run, of any game. I'm setting this as your goal right this minute as we're on the call. Now, does that mean you're going to have to tell lots of free members and you're going to have to get lots of free people and you're going to have to invite them to play a wonderful game? Gosh, that sounds great. This is your responsibility here, guys. YOBSN owners have to invite people to play the game. When you can tell the individual you're talking to, this game has had 25,000 downloads, do you think that tells you where this game is as a premier game? Now, what if I could say, and it's got 2,500, 10% of them, 2,500 great reviews, 4-star, 5-star reviews. Oh my gosh. Puts us in a category nobody can touch. This is our goal right here. This is what we need to achieve with our free members. So I'm just setting this as a goal. David.
Can I just say, first of all, this presentation that you are giving today is perhaps the most important presentation that's ever been given in our company's history, and you are doing such a brilliant job. Thank you so much. A few quick comments. The world-class quality, we've got it today. The matching prizes, we've got it today. Talking about which, I just saw on Smart Show that some people have been posting screenshots of winning the matching prizes, and that gorgeous screen that comes up with the social points.
Ka-ching!
So in other words, that answers two questions, and one of the prerequisite question is the new version of the game available to at least many people around the world, if not all of them, right now? And the answer is absolutely yes, and it's probably available for all people around the world right at this moment, and people are already loving it. Now, real-world prizes, I don't know if it's on your schedule to talk about this sometime in this webinar or not, Ken.
Not in this webinar. I figured
Okay.
just putting it out there was going to be enough, because I knew that we weren't quite ready to go there. But one of these, quickly, and frankly, we don't need it.
Let me just say this then. Those who are telling everyone that they know to download these wonderful games, and if they feel like giving a positive review, then that's fantastic as well. That, of course, is entirely their choice. But I've got to say that those people who are doing that, who are doing it now, and I've got more good news. Those people who are doing it now, they're going to have a huge smile on their face in September. And those people who are telling everyone that they know in exactly the way that you showed, to allow them to become YOBSN owners too, and make their life better, and make the world a better place for them and their family if they have one. Oh, all of those people, you as YOBSN owners and them as they become YOBSN owners, are going to have a big smile on their face in September. Talking about downloads, can I just say that the number of downloads that we've been getting in each of the key regions in the world that we've been looking at have absolutely shot up in the last, well, every week it gets more. The last 4 weeks and the last 2 weeks especially, and the last 1 week even more. So we're starting to do really wonderfully around the world. Keep in mind that anytime that there is a new update, just the way the Apple Store works, it does take all of the reviews that were given before and sort of archive them. And so be sure that if this is if someone feels like they love the game, the way it plays, all of those kinds of things, then and they want to give a review, then that's wonderful. Just as long as it's remembered that it is absolutely inappropriate to mention anything about revenue opportunities, so on and so forth, in a review of the game. The review of the game is very...
This is just about the game.
The review of the game is about the quality of the graphics, the quality, how fun it is, all of those kinds of things. And if someone wants to give a review, that's fine. And if they don't, then they don't. And it's entirely their decision. But I did want to give those little bits of good news to just underline the tremendous content that you're giving us here today. Okay.
But here's some real power too. I want you to look at those two things on the bottom: downloads, reviews. Okay, downloads. Here's something you need to remember: is they downloaded it, they played it. Let's say it is a gamer. Okay, they played it, they've had a great time. You've got to tell them that there's an update, and that the updates are adding, at each time are adding 5 times the value, 8 times the value, 40 times the value for each of the islands. They've got to make sure they do those updates and jump back into the game. So we're not going to make just 25,000 downloads. We're going to make 25,000 downloads, and we're going to make repeat players out of them, because you need them to keep coming back. You see, this is our advantage. King Games When we talk about Candy Crush Saga, it took a year and some odd before people started to really understand that it was a great game and they were having fun with it. We don't have to do that. You want to be part of, this is your game company, folks. Did you hear that? It's your game company. And if you want your games to go viral,
responsibility for that as well. Can I just
that's right. If you want your games to go viral, you got to tell people about them. Get on Facebook, get everywhere, and get people to doing their downloads, that kind of thing. And you know, you don't have to tell people to do great reviews. I'm assuming they're going to be great reviews, but it is totally legitimate to encourage people to do reviews. That people ask for that all the time. So if you have your responsibility and we have our continuing responsibility, if you really want to create your future, here's the thing. It just became simple. It became easy to create your own future right here. You only have a few things to do. Man, has it made it easy, and I'm going to tell you how easy it is. Look, here's the deal. What does this all mean? Okay? It means that opening the door is now easy. Come on. People play my games. They make in-game purchases. I make money. Is that easy or what? Now, I'm going to tell you, selling them a YOBSN product just got easy. I mean, you know what? When they buy a YOBSN product, I'm going to throw in a social network. I'm going to throw in a bunch of great stuff. I'm going to throw in a lot of other ways that they can make money. You know what? They don't even have to pay any extra for that. And you know what? When the next game comes out, they aren't going to pay extra for that revenue stream as well. What? Really? You're crazy. Are you seriously telling me that when the next game comes out, when Ultra Spaceball comes out, when these other great things come out, when the Avatar stuff comes out, I don't have to pay more money? Really? Wow. This is the biggest bargain on the face of the earth. This is an amazing bargain, but you kind of hold that back, and you can use that as your closer. You don't have to get into anything complex. It's that once you're in, once you're a YOBSN owner, you're in. Okay? And then transitioning that new owner to YOBSN sales is easy. It is very easy, and that means that building your teams is easy. So let me, and I'm going to walk you through that. First, I want to take just 1 second here. I want to make sure that everybody understands the breakdown of a game transaction of an in-game purchase. It's really simple. I'm going to give you two business terms now. Don't let it roll your eyes back in your head. Gross revenue and net revenue. Okay, so those are my two business terms. Here's how simple it is. Here's the breakdown of a transaction. Let's assume that someone makes an in-game purchase of $10. Okay? Apple App Store commission will be $3, 30%. Don't panic about that. That is the cost of doing business. They charge everybody, including Candy Crush Saga, exactly that same amount. So it's the price you pay to put your product on the shelf in front of billions of people. It's a fair price. Okay, so what we would say is the in-game revenue is our gross revenue. And after Apple takes its commission out, we have our net revenue, and it'll be $7. And then the YOBSN product owner is going to get 25% of that, which is $1.75, and their sponsor is going to get 25% of that, or $1.75. So basically, of the net revenue, YOBSN owners, the product owner and their sponsor, walk away with 50% of the net revenue. Nobody does that. Certainly in the gaming industry, nobody does that. And I'm just saying, across other industries, nobody does that. So I just wanted, and all of this, plus who did it, who made these purchases, how it's being split out, that all is real-time transactions as far as, and when I say real-time, I mean the reporting is real-time. How the money gets transferred and all of that, that's a different, the timing is different. But you will know within minutes when people are making in-game purchases in your back office. That's in place today, and it's happening today. So you'll understand that. All right, now I want to talk about the one other thing, because there may be some people panicking and saying, Ken, I really appreciate this, but you know, I really have kind of based my career and my life on network marketing. You know, and you haven't said one word about that. You've just talked about this great product. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Go ahead, David, comment?
Before we get to that, I just want to make
Sure.
a comment. There are people who are absolutely thrilled about those amounts because they get it. But can I just say, first of all, we're giving away 50% of all the in-game revenue. Now, we're also giving away all sorts of other things. These are games that make you look great. This is going to help attract friends that you didn't know and all these other things. Okay, when we're giving away social points, when we're giving away in-game prizes, when we have we're giving away physical prizes, all sorts of physical prizes in this, which I'm just going to say people are going to have a big smile on the face, and I'm not even going to say more than that, but let's just say we're moving very quickly. The
Thank you
bottom
for
line,
some great comments, David. That's some great points.
yeah, this is, when we are doing all of this, it costs you nothing. When we
How many times do you walk in and
millions
somebody
of
else created the
dollars
product and the
upgrade,
system?
you essentially have your own games company, but you didn't spend, you know...
You have your own games company for $400. Come on. Come on.
Instead of millions a month. People have no idea what this takes. And here's the other thing. All of these upgrades and all the other parts, what you're actually paying for those out of your pocket is nothing. Nothing. Now, here's the other part. It's about lots of sales and things adding up. For example, you give this to a certain number of people, they start following the in-game feature to tell friends, they can do that. We're putting, we just keep upgrading what's already...
But David, you realize that the net margin on most businesses is less than 5%.
Thank you, and I'm thankful that you said exactly that. And you know what? One of the biggest Japanese companies, you know what they're doing it on? 1%.
Sure.
1%. But here's the thing.
It's all about building volume.
$700,000 a day on the Kim Kardashian game. What is it supposed to, like $80 million?
$80 million in 6 months. You know, Candy Crush, only 30% of Candy Crush players make an in-game purchase, and they're buying over $1 million a day.
Yeah, and another game. It just keeps getting better. The whole industry just keeps getting better for how much is being spent on these things. It is the new big thing. So what sort of percentage do you need on that? Well, every other game gives you exactly the same, 0%. We do all these things to make you look great, and we give away half. We give away 50%, and then we're giving away the in-game prizes. Again, matching prizes. When is that going to happen? Already has today. There was one other thing I wanted to say about this. Was an important point. Yes, remember the other part. We could have given 50% away to the YOBSN owner, but we're doing something very special by not doing that. What we're doing is that when you have, for example, 2 YOBSN owners, 3 YOBSN owners, 5, 10, even 1 YOBSN owner, what that means, if they all have approximately the same number of free members that you do, and those free members are making about the same number of purchases of the in-game, okay, that you are, and I want you to think just a few months into the future here, as that's really happening, as that's really gone to the next level in your organization, then you're making that kind of money on their free members.
And we're going to talk about that here in just a second,
This is the real thing right there.
That's it.
Okay?
It's huge. It's huge.
It's not just on your free members at all, and there are a lot of people who are going to be making much more money on the free members of the YOBSN owners that they referred, the people whose lives they blessed by giving them this opportunity and this. I mean, it's just such a blessing. There is nothing like this in a game. This is only on the Pro Plus package, which should be costing at least $600. We're coming out with a Pro Plus package that costs $600, and yet, for everyone today, this is $400. So I just wanted to make those few points there, because I feel that they're very important.
Well, and these are points that are fit right within what I'm saying. So this is perfect segue. In fact, I'm going to put a little shout out to Stephen in the United States. So it's not Stephen in Australia, but Stephen in the United States. And I want you to pay attention to the chart I'm putting up, Stephen, because I'm going to refer to you in just a second here. And I want you to know that this applies to you, because if in your mind you were saying, oh, it's all about games, I'm not sure what that means to me, I'm telling you right now that it works like this. You have the easiest way ever to help other people become YOBSN Games product owners. They are owning their own gaming business. How great is that? And they make revenue from it. And guess what the next logical step is? That they become YOBSN Games product sponsors, because just as David said, if my free members are making me this kind of revenue, wow, if I sponsored 10 other YOBSN Game product owners, I've made their lives better, and all of their free members are making me revenue. All right, now remember I started out by talking about the folks who were a little concerned about their network marketing business? What just happened in these first two steps? Number one, I just built your team, didn't I? All of these new games product owners, YOBSN product owners, your team just got boom, 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 boom. And guess what? The next step to get them to sponsor other people is so easy. The door opens easy. It's fun for them. They're going to show people it's so simple. It's so understandable, credible. They'll make it. And what does that do, of course? As soon as you do that, without ever even have to talk about it or ever having to worry about the stigma of network marketing, they're already network marketers, aren't they? They're already there. And they got there, and all of a sudden you said, oh, by the way, because you sponsored all of these other ones and this kind of thing, you're going to be getting this other revenue. Oh, I can see them saying, oh, no, that network marketing, well, I don't want that extra, whatever it is, $1,000, $500, $10,000 a month. I don't want that. You think they're going to say that? Or they're going to say, wow, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I never knew. I never knew.
Yeah. And of course, can I just say, there are never any income claims ever. What someone does. I think you made a comment once, Ken, something about, essentially the most ethical business model in the world, because what you get out of it is exactly what you put into it. Something like that.
Absolutely. In other words, when you work in the workplace, you see two conditions. Generally, you see people who are not getting paid what they're worth, and then sometimes at the top of the heap, the top of the pyramid, you see people who are getting paid much more than they're worth. Yeah. Here is the only business where, well, not the only, but one of the few businesses in the world where you get paid exactly what you're worth.
At the top of the pyramid of a typical company, you've got CEO, and then you've got a certain board of directors, and then, you know, deep down beneath that, you've got most everyone else. And there are a few companies that are different than that, but that's typically can be how it is. And this is a real opportunity for someone to set their own lifestyle, dependent on their dedication and what they do.
Okay, I'm about to also give one other thing, and you haven't heard this before, David, but you would have thought about it. And this is why I have put the shout out to Stephen in the United States. Let me tell you, because I'm going to tell you that the other thing this changes everything in is for not-for-profit organizations. Stephen in the United States has a not-for-profit that he's been working with for a long time that is designed to help returning veterans in the United States as they return to be able to derive income and to get back into society, have a job. They're really, a lot of them are struggling, and so he's been working with this not-for-profit to do this, and he's been using YOBSN as his primary vehicle. Well, Stephen, can you imagine how easy it's going to be for the vets to understand this business and how cool they'll think it is? And of course, all of the vets that are directly sponsored by your nonprofit, they'll be building revenues for that organization. So they're going to be paying back what you've helped them with, and you've helped them build their own organizations as well. All of a sudden, this is the perfect entry point for nonprofit organizations. How sweet is that, Stephen? All of those vets are about to become game molders. How cool is that, buddy? All right. And if you guys don't get my emotion on this, if you haven't gotten it yet, I've got just one more thing here that I want you to do, and it's the thing that I did. Okay, it's as simple as this. I want you to try it. I want you to get out there in the next 2 days, and I want you to hit 5, 10 people with that same kind of conversation in terms of, you know, I have this social games network. I mean, people play the games, and they make in-game purchases, and I make money. I want you to see how that conversation goes. Every one of mine has been, cool, that's really neat. And they're interested. I took the hardest person in the world that I could do. And I you know, she's rejected me several times in terms of talking about any kind of business. And I told her that I walked through that same thing with her, and she says, I'm in. I'm in. And I said, dear, I really appreciate that. This is my wife, obviously. Dear, I really appreciate that, and I love your sports. She says, no, I'm in. Get me started. I'm going. Wow. And I'm telling you this. If she's in, anybody will be in. I want you to try out this new approach today. Guys, I know this, we went over a bit, but I think this is the coolest thing ever. I think you can be heroes. This is it, guys. This is how we go viral. Everybody, get out there and get going with this. We didn't take away anything. All we did was change our focus. Try it. You'll like it. All right, I love you guys. David, any final comments?
Ken, you're awesome, and what you've already done as the Chief Operations Officer of this company, I couldn't possibly ask for more there, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart for truly helping to make the world a better place today. and in so many ways, as you've been...
Well, and thank you, David, for the opportunity to do this on a scale I would have never imagined just a couple of years ago.
I'm really looking forward to those special people who I'm going to consider as friends as I have the opportunity to meet them at the Dinner with David event in Las Vegas on the 12th of December. Really looking forward to that as well. Thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart for being here. I know that there are people who are listening to this at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, where they are, because they're that dedicated to be on this webinar. When I say 5 in the morning, they haven't slept yet. Okay, so thank you all, and thank you again, Tim.
All right. Oh, one final comment. There are people who are going to be at the Eric Worre, who are into the GoPro concept in November in Las Vegas. I will be there as well. Certainly will take time to meet, shake hands, that kind of thing. So for those of you who are there and can make that, I'll look forward to that as well. All right, everybody, it's been a great night. Go out and appreciate the fact that you've just become social mobile game moguls. Bye-bye.